Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button, and give this video a like up. WWE WrestlePalooza is less than a week away, and has 5 matches booked between Raw and SmackDown. AJ Lee is set to make an in-ring return after a decade to team up with her husband, CM Punk, against Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch. Brock Lesnar made a shocking return to WWE at the end of SummerSlam. He'll face John Cena in the show's main event. The Usos will reunite to battle Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. Stephanie Vaquer and Io Sky will clash to claim the vacant Women's World title, and Cody Rhodes finally returned to challenge Drew McIntyre. With episodes of Raw and SmackDown ahead of the event, a few things could shake the first ever PLE into its final form. Triple H can shake up WrestlePalooza on Raw in the next 4 ways. Dominic Mysterio won the Lucha Libre Triple Omega Championship last Friday at Worlds Collide. He feuded with El Hijo del Vikingo throughout the second half of 2025, ending with the title showdown. Now that he's a double champion, he'll no doubt brag as much as possible on Raw. Despite his boastful claims, he's always retained his Intercontinental title through nefarious means. Since Triple H wants to use Dominic in Triple S so much, Adam Pearce could force Dirty Dom to defend the Intercontinental title at WrestlePalooza. It can be booked as a fatal 4-way match with AJ Styles, Rusev, and Penta. There's no need to have that title held hostage by a cowardly star who will be working on 2 brands. While simply watching Io Sky and Stephanie Vaquer battle it out for a vacant title is enough, the title match needs something a bit more to push it over the edge. It's the first ever WrestlePalooza, so the stakes should be raised up and down the card. To make the show feel even more special, bookers should add a stipulation to the Women's World title match. It could be banning interference from the bout, or making it a 30-minute Iron Woman match. The title has been on the back burner for a few weeks ever since Naomi relinquished it. Bringing it back with a big stipulation would raise the stakes and add more luster to the eventual winner. With 5 matches already scheduled, it still feels like WrestlePalooza needs at least 1 or 2 more contests to fill things out. The aforementioned Intercontinental title defense would be a good addition. If there aren't plans for a triple threat match between Nia Jax, Tiffany Stratton, and Jade Cargill, Adam Pearce could announce another match or 2 on Raw. The Kabuki Warriors could face Rhea Ripley and Nikki Bella, since they've been at each other's throats over the last few weeks. However, that would put 3 tag team contests on the card. Lot Night could be booked in a match if a confrontation on Raw sets something up. Bragging rights may be enough for some fans and performers, but the stakes are much higher when titles or tangible prizes are on the line. Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch hold the World Heavyweight and Women's Intercontinental titles, respectively. The Visionary and the Man both defended their titles at Clash in Paris. To make the match have more meaning, both titles could be on the line. It would be a shocking way to shuffle the deck with only a few days ahead of WrestlePalooza. While it's unlikely, it would force the heels to cheat or bring in backup, like an NXT debut from Tony D'Angelo, to preserve their title runs. A stipulation alone doesn't always mean doom and gloom for the heels, but it opens up opportunities for creative storytelling. Matt Siraki is a sports journalist from outside of Boston, Massachusetts, who has written about sports for a local newspaper, the Metro West Daily News. Matt has written about professional wrestling for the past year, but has been writing lyrics, short stories and novels in his spare time. He writes around 30 to 50 articles per month. During his time on writing for Sportskeeda, Matt has written about a variety of topics, including the history of the business, as well as about the current stars and product. He follows numerous promotions like the WWE, AEW, Road, MLW, NJPW, Championship Wrestling from Hollywood, and WWE. Instead of treating WrestlePalooza as an isolated pay-per-view/premium live event, Triple H could transform the entire weeks or month leading into it into a WrestlePalooza road arc, making Raw itself feel like part of the festival. This does 3 things. Build ambience/immersion. Each episode leading to WrestlePalooza carries a mini-theme. Rampage Night, Carnival Night, hardcore throwback night, with visual staging, special entrances, pyros, and mini-events. The Raw set evolves over time, incorporating festival decor, lighting, and on-stage fan zones. The audience feels part of a larger festival narrative, not just a build-up. Match density and surprises. Rather than saving all surprises for the event night, sprinkle in dark match surprises, quick returns, or teaser mini-matches during Raw to keep momentum. Raw becomes a destination for shocks, not just the build block. Cross-brand momentum. Since WrestlePalooza is a dual-brand event, Raw and SmackDown, Triple H could bring SmackDown talents onto Raw during WrestlePalooza Road, weeks for surprise inter-brand interactions, confrontations, or even short matches, blurring the brand divide, heightening stakes. By making Raw the platform that feels as big as WrestlePalooza, the event night can feel like a grand culmination, not a separate plateau. One way to inject unpredictability and audience engagement is to integrate live voting and fan choice mechanics into key matches at WrestlePalooza and on Raw in the lead-up. Think interactive storytelling meets sports entertainment. Multi-branch stipulations. For a mid-card title match, say United States or IC title, allow Raw viewers, via app or via live polling, to vote in real time for a stipulation. No DQ, ladder match, cage match, or tables match. The stipulation would be announced mid-match, or right before it, to flip the dynamics on the wrestlers and fans. Wildcard entrant via vote. For one of the show's undercard bouts, offer a mystery challenger slot, or an extra entrant, turning a singles match into a triple threat, determined by live votes from the crowd or viewers online. That brings surprise returns or upsets in a fan's pick method. Choose your next opponent moment. On Raw before the event, a champion or contender can issue 2 possible challengers, and fans vote across the week. On event night, the challenger is finally revealed live. This builds suspense, social media buzz, and unpredictability. These interactive elements give fans a direct stake in the show, turning passive viewers into participants. And unpredictability, if handled carefully, can lead to genuinely exciting moments. Triple H can lean hard into nostalgia while pushing new stars, bridging eras in a way that honors the past but bolsters the future. WrestlePalooza has the name legacy, ECW roots, to justify surprises. Here's how to inject that. Legends Festival matches. Part of WrestlePalooza's identity could be a special Legends showcase match or segment. 1 or 2 legends return, surprise call-ups, to team or face-off against up-and-comers. But rather than carbon copy the nostalgia, build meaningful stories, the legend as mentor turned challenger, or a passing of the torch moment. For example, an ECW-era star returns to team with a young wrestler against someone aligned with the new guard. Legacy trophies or honors. Introduce a WrestlePalooza Heritage Award, or a one-off trophy contested at the event. Perhaps a multi-man gauntlet where current roster competes for a commemorative belt, with a legend making a cameo to crown the winner. This gives a symbolic weight to WrestlePalooza beyond just match outcomes. Time capsule vignettes and commentary. In the weeks before, air mini-documentary segments. Historic WrestlePalooza moments from ECW, showing archival footage, weaving into current storylines. Let legends appear in promos, talking about what WrestlePalooza meant back then, framing the modern version as the next generation's battlefield. By integrating the legacy organically, not as mere nostalgia pandering, Triple H can lend WrestlePalooza gravitas and create emotional resonance for longtime fans while spotlighting new talent. One of the most effective ways to heighten drama is to promise real consequences. Not just wins and losses, but shifts in status, identity, or direction. Triple H can raise the stakes of key matches so that WrestlePalooza feels like inflection point, not just another stop on the road. Brand switch, or roster draft match. A high-profile feud could carry a clause that loser is forced to switch brands, Raw, SmackDown, or vice versa. Imagine a marquee match where one wrestler's fate is tied to their brand, or tie it to a draft-like consequence. Loser's faction gets split. Roster reassignments happen post-event. Lose the identity/name stipulation. For a heel or gimmick wrestler, a match where if they lose their moniker, mask, faction, or must reintroduce themselves under a new identity. This gives narrative weight. Career on the line, or future title shot, stipulation. A mid-card contender fights with the guarantee. If they win, they earn a title shot or contract renewal. If they lose, they're off TV, or off main roster for a time. When something that matters is on the line, matches feel more than just spectacle. Title unifications / new titles. Use WrestlePalooza to consolidate belts or introduce a new WrestlePalooza Cup or Festival title, something that lasts beyond the event. Or have a unification match, eat Raw and SmackDown mid-card belts to shake up the title landscape. By making matches matter in a permanent or semi-permanent way, the payoff is more powerful. Fans will remember not just winners, but what changed as a result. Here's how the above concepts could interweave in practice for a WrestlePalooza run. Weeks 1 to 4. WrestlePalooza Road on Raw. The show takes on a festival aesthetic. Each week spotlights a mini-theme. Polls open on the WWE app or via broadcast for stipulations and challenger choices. Legends make surprise guest appearances in promos or backstage segments. A video package runs each week on the history of WrestlePalooza and ECW. Time passed to present. Raw before WrestlePalooza. The main event match cards are finalized via fan vote reveals. A challenge gauntlet qualifies additional match entrants. Legends hold a press conference or signing that ends in chaos, a tease for the night. Asterisk fan-voted stipulation mid-match turns the match around, producing a shocking finish. Asterisk a Legends match or appearance gives emotional moments and bridges eras. Asterisk a marquee match carries a brand or identity stipulation. Loser must switch brands or give up something. Asterisk a title match leads to a unification or introduction of a new WrestlePalooza Cup, maybe a briefcase or special trophy contested only at this event. Asterisk, the card finishes with a surprise career on the line special match, closing the show with long-term implications. Post-show Raw/Fallout. Matches that change brand alignment, identity, or alignments ripple into future storylines. Raw feels new fresh in the morning after WrestlePalooza, not like business as usual. Increased unpredictability. Fan votes, surprise legends, and real stakes reduce the sense of we know how it'll go. Fan investment. When fans feel they influenced outcomes, engagement climbs. Emotional depth. Legacy, identity, and permanent consequences give matches weight. Brand differentiation. WrestlePalooza becomes more than another PPV. It has a unique identity. Spoiler management. Fan voting and surprises must be tightly controlled to avoid spoiler leaks. Booking balance. Giving up too much control to votes risks inconsistency or gimmick overkill. Overcomplication. Too many gimmicks or interactive elements can confuse the viewer or dilute impact. Legacy misuse or over-nostalgia. Legends must enhance, not overshadow current talent. If Triple H threads the needle, using these tools selectively and intentionally, he can make WrestlePalooza the kind of landmark show that shifts momentum for Raw, defines new story arcs, and gives audiences something to talk about long after the final bell.